on your radio show shit. I like it.
You have to have the ad-libs in there, just to spice things up. You know?
Exactly.
So welcome to another episode, HuddleTalk TV. We got a guest all the way from BC.
Yes, sir.
Tunji,
Yes,
welcome, my brother.
Thank you guys for having me.
Anytime, man. Absolutely, bro. All right, so what brings you down here, man? We'll get straight right into it, man. This guy's getting straight right into it, man.
Well, I just looked at the state of Toronto. I was just like, man, like y'all don't got shit going on out here. Y'all need some spice.
They need better representation.
And I'm here to save y'all. No, I'm out here for my brother-in-law's wedding.
Right.
And all my family's out here, so I'm just spending some family time. And tomorrow we're gonna get dressed up, have a nice time at the wedding. And I actually got married out here in last year.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you. So it's nice to come here and just hang out, do a podcast, hang out with family. Be relaxed and not be stressed with wedding shit, because that was my experience last year.
Right. It was more of running around.
Dude. Man, the moment I landed in Toronto, I was driving. I was just driving relatives, cousins,
taxi service.
Yeah, my wife and I, we have a tendency to do stuff last minute. So we were getting like our wedding license that week.
What?
We got our rings that week.
That's fine.
Like.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Oh,
man.
my God.
Or buys them.
Fact. No. So engagement ring had been bought, but like the wedding bands, like we got, and I'll never forget. I was at People's.
Yeah.
The lady was like, yeah, so like, when do you need these rings? I was like 3 days. She was like,
to get them sized.
She was like, all right, we'll see what we can do.
He ain't serious.
Oh my God. So, but it was a whole thing. But just more of a trip of leisure this time around. So,
right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so question: why is there not more wedding planning services? Like even for engagements and stuff like that, I feel like guys would be ready to shell out big dollars.
100%. If you can
make it somebody else's responsibility
for us, like guaranteed. I don't want to do half of the stuff that's there.
What like
just
wedding planning services? Like what do you mean?
Like contract yourself out to another woman to represent you when you're dealing with your fiance,
right?
Just to organize everything on your behalf. Yeah,
a mediator right there.
She'll represent my male opinion.
Yeah. Hey man, listen, like weddings is like, I thought that being married was just gonna be like, how like when you experience a fun wedding, you think that you're gonna.
That's what it's gonna be.
It's gonna be like that, but like better because you're the one getting married. But it's just like you're getting like pulled around. Like it's basically like like how like celebrities complain about having too much attention on them and no pictures and all this stuff. And like, what's your problem? You're the star of the show,
and then you
like,
turn into Bridezilla.
Exactly. And like all the stress of it, everything is like it's different. And the crazy thing is, it's like it's not like because I would imagine that if you get married, you get married with the intention of being with that person forever. Some people don't. Some people just get married for whatever. But I got married with the intention of this is how I'm going to be. So it's not like I can go back and be like, next time I get married, I'm going to do this and this differently. It's just like, it's over. It's done.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you gotta take everything for what it was. Overall, great experience. Lovely. But man,
it's just a whole lot of like people pulling
logistics,
you in
man.
different directions, right?
It's a lot, man. It's a lot, man. Like
what's the best way to like prep for it? Should we watch 90 Day Fiancé? Like all the things we don't want to do, like work backwards.
I can imagine how busy the bride was, man. If you're the one complaining too, man.
Listen. I will never ever like debate with a woman ever again about like how much more difficult it is for them as opposed to what it is for us.
Right.
It's different, bro. I bought my weddings. I rented my wedding suit from Moore's, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
100%.
Just like
I rented it, and it looked good.
Yeah,
like
you're not gonna buy a fresh suit, bro.
No. I looked amazing. Yeah. The amount that my wife spent on her dress, the amount of time, the amount of planning, her hair. What did I
makeup?
Do? Exactly. Dude, what did I do to get my hair?
You got a lineup?
That's what I'm saying.
That's it,
dude. $40 bucks.
That's
I'm done.
You just make sure my fade's on point. That's it.
Exactly. That's all I can ask. And like I just went to a guy who like I could trust. Like my brother recommended. Like he's got it. I'm like okay, cool.
And the least you can do is make sure your clothes are nice and ironed that day.
Oh my God! Like it's not like when like sorry, excuse me. Going through that experience, I'm like. I will never ever like have that, because I do it jokingly. You know, I like to like, you know,
throw jabs a little bit.
You know, throw jabs like my aunts and like my female friends and all this stuff. How much harder I'm like, oh, well, like men too. It's not the same, bro. It's not the same.
Not at all.
No,
not at all. Do you think women have like out of body experiences when they're going through that moment? Like they turn into a completely different person when they're the bride and they have to prepare for all of this stuff?
No, you know why? Because they've been thinking about that shit their whole life.
Right.
They've been visual. They have like the mental.
Right.
You've been on it 3 days prior.
Yeah. I'm saying like it really doesn't even hit you until like the shit starts.
Yeah.
I was actually. It's funny that you say out of body experience.
Yeah.
I was the one. I don't even remember my ceremony, bro.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Wow.
I remember seeing my wife for the first time.
Yeah.
I remember sliding the rings on. I remember like kneeling down for the prayer and like feeling something weird on my finger and like, oh shit, that's my wedding ring. Like I remember like 3 or 4 things about this ceremony. Everything else was just like it was a blur. Like
You got the bill in the mail. You're like, what was this for?
Yeah.
No, shout out to my parents and our parents for the
helping
amount of
out.
support.
Of course, they do. What are parents for if they can't help you through university and a marriage?
But here's the thing, like I'm married to a Nigerian, so you know they don't just have one wedding; they got 2.
Okay.
Well, wait. Did you have one back home as well?
No. We didn't do that.
Oh,
we didn't do that.
Okay.
Although her sibling who's getting married this week, he did that. So they got married. So they had the traditional wedding
back
in the
home.
village, and then they're gonna have the church wedding here.
Right.
We had a traditional and church wedding like in Ontario, like in a similar location.
Yeah.
So one thing I was saying is just like, man, if we didn't have that first wedding, we could have like, you know, saved some costs, but like no, like we got to, like, you know, Nigeria, you know, hey, we don't need to go into how extra those people
are.
No, we might as well.
We want to know, man. We might as well, bro.
That's what you're here for.
We need to know, man.
Bro, take another sip of that coffee.
What are Nigerians like, man?
I gotta be careful because like I'm still trying to like, you know, integrate myself into
and be on the good side of the family.
That's what I'm saying, because like I have like this comedic perspective and everything. Actually, I just do you guys know Thames?
Thames, the singer.
The singer.
Yeah.
So I just did like a little bit of like a bit on her on my TikTok about how crazy her fans are.
Yes.
And I didn't realize it before I posted, but I was like, oh, this kind of ended up being like a sneak diss towards Nigerians because those are like the majority of her fans. So how ridiculous her fans are being is like the ridiculousness of Nigerians. And the reason why I was able to like sort of tap into it and like talk about it from a comedic perspective is because I'm around it all the time because of my wife.
Okay, explain it though. Explain it. What were they doing extra?
It's like so like okay.
With all due respect.
With all
to Nigeria.
Disclaimer.
The best way I can describe it was like Burna Boy, who's probably like the hottest Nigerian artist right now.
Yeah, definitely.
He was on like Trevor Noah's show, and Trevor Noah was like, he said something like, you know, you're the first Nigerian artist to sell out Madison Square Garden. Everybody's like, everybody's like, whoa, everybody's applauding. He's like, why is it a big deal that I'm the biggest? Like nobody says like the biggest rock band is the first to go to Europe, or like that's what like Nigerians have a tendency to like when something's good is when some huge unbelievable. Even Nigerians would agree with that.
Yeah.
Their pride is like unbelievable, and like Burna Boy's the type of dude to like he didn't like show up for like Beyonce, like the collab that he did with Beyonce because like that, like I don't know, like some sort of perception thing.
Wait a minute, how do you miss out on a collab with Beyonce?
He was at dinner with Jay-Z.
Would you take this bill or have a dinner with Jay-Z?
No, but like for real, like in his mind, he's already why is it that Beyonce is so much further ahead of me in your guys' eyes? Like, what's your problem? Like I'm him. But that's why they're influencing culture in the way that they are. I feel like 90% of the reason why they're influencing culture, like with Afrobeats, is just because of like the belief that they're the best. That they're the best, man. You know.
Well, even from the perspective of just being a creative, right?
Yeah.
That confidence has to start with you first.
Huge.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to progress in the space, there can be 1,000 people telling you no, you can't do it. As long as you maintain that confidence, man, you'll accomplish anything, man.
What's that city in Nigeria where people are living on the water?
Is it Lagos?
Is it Slum in Lagos?
I don't know. On the water. I only know Lagos. I only know the tribes Yoruba, Igbo. After that, I don't know. I still have yet to go there.
Wait, how many tribes are there? Is this like
popular
tribes?
I only know about the people and like how they are. I've grown up with Nigerians my whole life. I'm currently married to one. I am married. Currently. Ooh, sorry, babe.
Oh man.
Sorry, babe. Hold up, babe.
That couch is nice and ready for you, brother.
I didn't mean current. I meant forever. I meant always, babe.
All right. So the biggest debate right now, right?
Yeah.
The Nigerian jollof and the Ghanaian jollof.
Oh man.
First of all, this is your unbiased opinion.
This is not even a debate.
Okay, just put it to the side. Not taking into consideration that your wife is Nigerian.
Yeah.
Who are you giving it to? Ghanaian jollof?
She already knows. She already knows this. I've said when it comes to jollof rice and when it comes to dancing,
yes,
I think Ghana,
takes the cake.
I think Ghana takes the cake.
You said dancing too?
Dancing
coffin dancers?
Yeah.
No, like Nigeria, and like it's okay.
The coffin dancers. Oh my god,
are they from Ghana?
That was a throwback. Do you remember that meme where these guys had like the coffin on their shoulders and they do the dance to the burial?
That was Ghana, right?
That video?
Maybe.
Man, that's a legendary meme video, bro.
No, but Ghanaians, like, shout out to them, man.
Yeah.
Like they're a vibe, and like you know what it is? It's like it's not even because like they necessarily do like the most like complex moves.
Right,
it's
right.
just like
it's the rhythm.
It's just like the vibe. It's just like like it's just when they do it, you feel like that dude. Mufasa. The Mufasa guy.
Yes,
who was always there.
yeah.
I'm
He's
90% for sure he's Ghanaian.
Okay.
And like he's not doing like the craziest moves, but like everybody gets so much joy when they watch him dance. And like that's the vibe. Like that's exactly how Ghana is. So yeah, man, shout out to them.
Yeah, they take the jollof and the dancing.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you bring that up? Where do you even get that from?
Bro,
is that actually like a thing on Twitter? Is that like a real life problem?
You know what's so crazy? Because I even seen this as a Twitter debate. Like it was, man.
And it comes up. We've been having this debate
it's like,
for like 10 years, and like we're still arguing about it with passion. Like
that's the best kind of argument though between nations and food.
Like 100%.
Hands down.
And you know the best way that they actually try to figure out like which one's the best is like they had like a panel of like a couple people, right?
Oh come on!
It's like a YouTube video. They blindfolded them.
Okay.
And they told them to try it.
Okay. Really?
So, and they were Ghanaians and Nigerians.
Yeah. Really?
So they both tried it.
And what was the result?
I think it was Nigerian.
Oh.
Yeah.
But like, how subjective is that? First of all,
it's very subjective. It's all
it's
subjective. There's no objectivity
and it depends on who cooks it too.
That's
like
what
how
I'm
they cook it, right?
So like, literally, man, the same thing for me. Like my grandma, like I'm Croatian, and there's always a thing between like Serbians and Croatians, right? First of all, just feud wise, and then like cooking wise, like stuffed peppers, right? Or like whatever they make. So my grandma is always on that, and I'm like, yours literally tastes different 1 week to the next.
Yeah,
don't put yourself on against.
100%.
I've noticed that like that's the thing with like humans in general. Like we tend to beef with the culture that's most similar to us. And that's like everywhere. Like anywhere. Like I'm gonna piss off a lot of people with what I'm about to say.
That's what we're here for.
But with any culture, like for example, like new people from New York versus people from Boston, right?
Yeah.
From an outside perspective, from people who are not from there, we see so many similarities between the two. But if you say that to like somebody from New York or Boston, like they'll beat you up. And that's like South America. Like I feel like with like African countries and like even like like African versus Caribbean countries, it's more in like fun. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. But like you see,
hope.
I hope because like anytime I have the debate, like like Africans and Jamaicans have the whole thing: is it plantain or plantain? Like the pronunciation. Like that's another debate that's just never gonna die apparently.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's just in fun, so I don't know, but like I've noticed
that would come down to like the origin, right?
Yeah.
Like, because the funny thing is when you speak of jollof, right? Yeah. They even say that it's not even originally from Nigeria or Ghana, it's from Senegal.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't come up with this.
So where are they in the whole conversation?
Again, that goes into like the audacity of Nigeria. Like
it's the pride.
The amount of Nigerians who have like told me, no, you're Nigerian. I'm like, no, I'm from Sierra Leone, but like my mom is like, that's where I'm from. But like, like just because my name is very Nigerian.
Okay.
So like my full name is Adetunji. That's like Michael.
Oh.
Yeah. That's like having
it's very common
very Nigerian name. And then I actually do have like a great grandmother
that's Nigerian
who was Nigerian. So the moment I tell them to the truth, oh man, you're Nigerian.
I knew it.
They'll just take you in.
You tainted.
So you know, but to go into my point earlier, like it's not like every country, because like Nigerians in West Africa are like the big dogs in town. Like everybody, all the other West African countries kind of like,
follow suit.
No, we don't. Like we kind of like we make fun of Nigerians. We tease them like, Nigerians think they're this, they're too prideful. This, But like, you know, low key, you know, if I will admit that we do have a degree of admiration for them because they are the ones who are like spreading the message of Africa around the world. Like they're making room for all of us, and I hate to admit that publicly, but it's true.
But it's the truth.
Just
the
like
truth
I'll
will
admit,
set you free.
Exactly. Just like I'll admit that their jollof, you know,
is amazing too.
I feel like they're fourth place, bro.
Fourth. Wow.
Yeah, I feel like
Damn, Nigeria's fourth on the totem pole for jollof.
I think it goes.
Okay, break it down. Who goes? Okay,
I'm biased, so I'm gonna go Sierra Leone.
Number one, jollof.
I'm gonna say it with my chest. Sierra Leone, then Ghana. Then you have to go Senegal because they were the originators. And then
Nigeria. Wow.
This guy's like, I'm on vacation.
This is going to ruffle feathers.
And then, by the way, everybody is below my tier.
I'm going to let these shots off. I'm on vacation. I can care less.
I'm laughing because I'm nervous. I'm like, oh shit, they're about to come.
Man, not just that. You got to go home, bro. You got to go home and face your wife.
By the time this podcast airs, he's going to be back in Vancouver. Bro, he's never here.
Please, guys, don't air it.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
For the sake of my relationship.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me who said that, babe. That's the second time I've messed up with my wife today.
Dude, that's all right.
Oh
isn't the guys who wear those fancy suits, aren't they from Nigeria too? There's like, I remember, bro, this was like an OG Vice video.
Okay.
And it was just like the whole culture around those guys wearing like the crazy, like the orange suits. I swear that was in Nigeria too.
You know one thing about Nigerian clothing? It is very, very loud. Like
they're extra.
Clothing, very loud.
Extra.
Yeah.
Probably. It was probably them.
Probably be them. Probably, yeah, honestly.
That's a good guess.
Yeah. And when it comes to like artists, correct me if I'm wrong. Wizkid is Nigerian as well?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, he's Nigerian. All the ones.
Davido?
Yeah.
Nigerian?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, all the top Afrobeat. Let's get off. We feel like we've spent like whatever, man.
Cal is just excited here, man. So let's start ripping off Vancouver now,
right? Yeah, no. So you
next
know
culture to come off.
We're gonna set this straight. So from my understanding is, Vancouver is the bougie cousin of California.
Get this man,
like the entitled little cousin of LA. Like it's like, I don't know. I feel like people walk around with the attitude of just like, you know, because like the entitled little cousin of somebody famous would believe that there's somebody just because they're related to somebody.
Exactly.
Like just because we come from the same area.
I deserve the same perks.
And movies are filmed out there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, so we feel like, oh, like that's how great we are. It's just like, no, like we're not there yet at all. Like we're not on the map like that. And I was definitely saying like I wish like, because when I knew I was coming out here, you know, like I DM'd y'all like, hey, you know, I'd love to come on the pod and just like hang out. And Nick was telling me the story about how you guys, you know, put the pod, or who told me the story?
It was me.
It was you. Yeah. Sorry about
surely
that. You guys were telling me the story about like how you guys like started in the pandemic and just like, hey, wouldn't it be fun to just blah blah blah, and then it started.
Yeah.
We don't have that in Vancouver at all. Like I've had a lot of ideas that could like involve a lot of people. Mm-hmm. The moment I've had the idea, I was just like, but it's not going to work because either somebody's going to flake, people aren't going to be as committed, people aren't going to like understand the vision unless they're getting paid.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's
they need some sort of incentive
for sure. Yeah. So for an ambitious personality like mine, like Vancouver can be frustrating. But I basically made the decision. All right, well, it's a lot of stress and it's a lot of, you know, fatigue, like mental fatigue to like have to come up with everything yourself. But like that's the only thing that's been like pushing me forward.
But it's the only thing you can rely on too.
Exactly. Right. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. And yeah, you know, so I definitely I don't know, like I think that, you know, people like Vince Carter, people like Drake kind of like sparked a thing in Toronto that like made people like want to do it. It was like, oh, like we could be number one in the world.
Somebody
like whatever
can crack that.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel like it could take something similar to that in Vancouver for someone to realize, because Ryan Reynolds is from Vancouver. He reps Vancouver a little bit, but
but he's not loud with it.
He's not loud with it, and he's also like, and also like when you hear about the area that he grew up in, it was just like, okay, but that's not like Vancouver.
You know, it's like more of the outskirts.
Exactly. Like you don't. I can't go to like a cafe and like some old guy is just like, oh yeah, Ryan used to come here all the time. Like
you can't relate to him at all.
It's just like he grew up like in a section that's basically not like, again, like it's set up exactly like LA. So like there's there's like the big university in our city, UBC, University of British Columbia. The street, like the street that you take to get there is like this really like is set up like California type, like Malibu,
type
vibe. Like that's the vibe that they're going for.
And the so Gucci like stores and everything.
Exactly. So
Rodeo Drive.
So like all of that stuff like leading to UBC, and UBC is like not like it's like
not real Vancouver.
That's its own thing, and everything else on the other side of that, like that's Vancouver, and it's definitely, I'll be honest, it's definitely been a dream of mine to like make it, to like do amazing things. And I know if I do it, then like people from my city are gonna be like, okay, like Tunji used to, be at this theater all the time. Tunji, like people like, oh, didn't I see? I do visualize that a lot in my head for sure.
I feel like that's the thing with when you think of, for example, Vancouver. It's almost like everybody who goes out there wants to like slow down. You know what I mean? Like not on a bad way, but like I'm going to go find myself. I'm going to go like to Whistler or, you know, and then they end up like in Alberta and then they end up over in Vancouver. It's just like, oh, I didn't know you moved out there. Right. And they're just trying to catch like that whole like West Coast drift. And I feel like it's exactly the same opposite energy when somebody's like, I want to go to Toronto. Like this is where somebody wants to make something happen. Versus like, it's almost like you go to Vancouver to just disappear in the forest.
And it's not only is it bougie, but it's expensive as shit too.
Oh my God.
Brother, it's expensive everywhere. It's expensive everywhere.
It's expensive here as well. Vancouver, I would say if you're an artist in Vancouver, it's a great place to, if you're self-motivated,
you can do things.
It's a great place to figure yourself out because people don't, it takes a lot to like get people in Vancouver to be like enthusiastic for shit. So if you're able to like turn yourself into something that people are like, oh man, like
this guy's doing something
that they're excited about, that probably is like a decent indicator that you're doing something that's like universal. And I'm not because like I used to do a lot of improv comedy in this theater in Vancouver, and that's where I train and that's where I like hone my craft. And like, so why am I doing like lip sync videos on Instagram and people in black Americans are messing with me? I'm from the sub. I'm a black suburban. Like I grew up around like a lot of white, like, I grew up deep in African culture. So like, thank God, like I'm connected with my roots, but like there's no way that my shit should be resonated with black Americans. Like there's no way, but yet that's like the majority of my audience.
Your fan base, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Like they've really took me in. Like they've like on the internet, they've really took me in. They've really like supported me. Like shout out to black women, man. Black women have been the biggest supporters of my stuff. I don't know why. Like my stuff is not intentionally geared towards black women, but as far as like who's like shown like the most love towards my stuff, it's the majority has been black women, and now it's getting interesting. Like I found my comedic format. I'm posting these things on TikTok, and I'm seeing like Philippines. I'm seeing like Malaysia and shit. I'm like, huh?
I didn't know I didn't know
that
places,
they were into like because I do like American style comedy basically. Like those are my biggest influence: Eddie Murphy, Steve Harvey, Martin Lawrence, those people. I didn't know that people from like Singapore, like I know they speak English in Singapore, but I didn't know that my comedy would resonate in that way. And like I'm telling you, bro, like if you see the places where I came up doing comedy, where I learned how to do it, there was no way you could put two and two together that people all across the world.
Bro, that's the beauty of the internet, right?
That's
like
the beauty
the reach.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that you just put content out there. You don't know how it's going to affect people. Exactly.
Yeah. Eventually,
let the algorithm work. You know,
man, that's the biggest thing that you just touched on. That's what we were talking about all the time. Like, there's literally like it's so hard because you're either like we decided when we want to start creating content. We're not going to have a niche and we're just going to be ourselves. Yeah. Which is a long grind. Yeah. Right.
It is a long
grind. We weren't making
anything
anything for anybody except like we come up once a week and we show up and we have fun. Right. And I think the challenge for us is like you either make a decision is you're going to do like skits and like act and like comedy routines, or like impersonate somebody, or you're going to be yourself. And it's just like the one or the other. And they're so hard. Like even we've tried to do skits and stuff like that. And we always like kind of end up feeling like it's not our best product. We don't feel authentic doing it. You know what I mean? And like that was one of the conversations is there's so many people doing like lip sync sound bites and shit. And like it's funny in its own respect. But
they don't know you for you.
They don't know you from you. No. Yeah. And you're always like doing a character.
Like not just that, like what's it called? The most famous, the most followed guy on TikTok right now. What's his name?
Cabby
or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. What about him?
He's not saying a word.
He does not say a word. No, I would never know what his personality is. I don't even know what he sounds like.
He's just whatever the algorithm sounds like.
But yet, even with him not saying a word, like he's communicating so much with like his facial expressions and like just you get the bit. Like it's just like, what are you doing? Just move the coffee like this. You don't have to take a it's
common
simple.
sense.
It's common. Like he's communicating so much.
Right.
Just in like studying comedy, I found that like a lot of the, like somebody like Mr. Bean, for example, that was the original, like not saying a word, but like he's communicating so much. That's why he's worldwide. That's why that guy is probably like has all the money he ever wants for the rest of his life because he figured out how to do something that like the whole world can watch and be like.
No matter what culture.
Exactly. No matter what culture, what language, what background.
Throw on Mr. Bean and forget about it. Yeah, forget about life. Literally. You see he's got a new thing on Netflix?
I saw that.
What is it?
It's like something versus a bee. So I'm assuming the whole plot is him just messing around with a bee. Like how many episodes God knows?
Bro.
No, man. Like it's just so amazing. Like I love comedy so much, man. Like there's just so many different things that you can do, like like whether you're a writer or whether like a comedic director, or like a comedic like editor. Like I don't think editors get enough credit for like they do. The best comedy movies because you have to cut the scene here and get to that next scene here.
You gotta keep the rhythm. That's the hardest
everything.
thing.
Like like people like
the
most people
smooth transitions.
It's everything. Like that's the difference between a huge laugh and absolutely nothing. Like stand-ups would probably understand that the most. Like given that premise a little bit of time and then hitting them with the punchline. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. It's timing is everything.
Everything, man.
So you said that women were your largest supporters, right?
Yeah, black women
specifically, right?
Black women. Yeah.
And how do you feel that like how did you come about that? Like how did that happen? Like,
well, I mean, I think the biggest
because you said it wasn't geared towards anybody, right?
No, it was just me. It was just me being me. Right. I think that I mean, to go all the way back, I always just had I was always good at like having friendships with women. I was always good at just being their friend. I like
ladies man.
No, like people so
we're trying to get you in trouble here, buddy. We're trying to get you in trouble here.
I had no game.
He's a player.
I had no game. I wasn't getting any girls. And so I've had quite a few female friends come up to me and be like, yo, Tunji, like when we first met, I'm not going to lie, I thought you were gay. And I'm like, why? Like, but this has been for a lot, like since my teenage years, like they thought I was gay. I was like, why? Well, because like when I'm talking to you, like I'm like
no reaction.
Comfortable. Like it's not like you're trying to like get something from it. Like it's there's no like sexual energy or nothing like that. It's just like, so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I don't know if that has something to do with it, but the internet statistical thing that I could see is I posted a video. I was talking about Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan getting together, and it got reposted on the Shade Room.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's big.
And and so like that's mostly black women on that page.
Right. Absolutely.
And they really showed love, and that's probably the biggest reason why the majority of my following is black women. But I don't know. I think that I sort of I honestly like cannot answer the question. I know like why personally in my life, like I have a lot of friendship. I have a lot of like female friendships. Like I'm just very, you know, I get, you know, like growing up, you know, Christian and like, you know, growing up in like, you know, like sexually repressed, you know, like, so like sex wasn't even like a thing in my head.
Celibacy,
exactly. So sex wasn't even like a thing in my head. So like I actually was like just genuinely interacting with girls and women, just like my friends or whatever, which, and I didn't realize like how rare of an experience that was for them.
Yeah.
So I know why that happens for me personally. And I guess it's like sort of transitioning into my, comedic and like my content creation life. Man, like once I figured out the proper answer, I will let you know because I have absolutely no idea.
Man, but shout out to them for showing love, regardless.
No, for sure. And I'm not doing no thirst traps. You know, I'm
that's true. That's not how it happened.
Those are the funniest though, man. Guys do thirst traps.
Oh my God.
And they always have like big maney lion hair. Like they're always like Italian dudes.
It's so interesting. The thing I think that men and women need to sit down and just like learn about each other, because the stuff that like women are like into, like on TikTok, like there's a dude like chopping wood and women are like, oh,
I need him.
Yeah. But like amongst us, like amongst the boys, like, you know, like there's no person sitting down and be like, you know what girls are really into? Chopping wood. like
you would never think
that. If you learn how to like chop wood and like if you like record that shit, man, like you'll have all the bitch. Like, no, that's not a conversation. There's this whole thing right now about like the male gaze versus the female gaze.
Right.
And like the male gaze is like Thor, Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
That's the guy we all want to be like, right?
Yes.
But the girls are actually all into Loki.
Oh.
Like okay.
Wait, where are you doing this research?
Where are you guys?
No, like that's just what people are saying. I don't know, but like, but it's just like if we think about like the type of dude that we want to be like Thor. But then like you look at Loki, it's just like, okay, like he has like a charm, he has like this
tricks
mystery,
or the babble.
he has like a mystery to him. He knows how to,
badass.
you know, the gift of gab and all that stuff. Like that's apparently what girls are actually into. But like meanwhile, we're in the gym. Working out like crazy, trying to get like Thor. So I don't know, man. I think, but also I hear like the ridiculous things that women say about us and like what they think about us. And one time I saw someone say on TikTok, like, you know, like if a guy has a lot of sisters, then that means like he has like all the respect for women. I was just like,
where's the correlation?
I was like, those can be like the worst. Like those are the ones that like break your heart the most because they know how to.
They know all the inside.
They know how to work women. Exactly.
They know all the female tendencies, right?
It all started with learning how to get your older sister to get you that cookie that mom said you couldn't get. Then when they get older, So I feel like men and women need to like sit down and like, hey, so like what
do you truly like?
I think that would be so good for.
Do you think you're gonna get straight answers though? If we hold this peace panel, let's just say tomorrow. You're proposing a solution now that we're never going to fix.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. Yeah, we're going to organize this thing. And then, you know, even if we could keep you in Toronto for a couple more days to find the union that's going to, you know, both parties.
Still probably
you're
still
not going to get a straight answer.
That's true.
Nobody ever wants to give you a straight answer.
Because you know what? That's more of like giving answers to the test. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They want, but also, we want to figure each other out.
But also there's like a standard that people will hold themselves to. Like I know what the right answer should be.
Right.
However, you know, one thing on paper is different versus.
I'm willing to compromise here and there. You know.
Yeah, because the guy chops wood.
Yeah, so, of course. Yeah, he's a handyman.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I'm telling you, man.
Who's gonna put the IKEA together?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, even
the IKEA.
Yeah, come on, the IKEA furniture, bro. It's deadly, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's a nuisance, man.
Some of the IKEA furniture, man, gets way too tricky.
Like, why does it have 1 million pieces?
but like not even that. I feel like some parts of it, you know, like back when you were younger and you're building Lego, and like if you mess up one part, you gotta go like 5 steps back. And like, man, you get like your poor little fingernails are like trying to unclip the pieces, right? Bro, I feel like sometimes with IKEA, like they're so stealthy. If you put something on the wrong way, all of a sudden it's like the last corner. I'm like, there's no dowels in this one. It's upside down, right? And then you gotta like unwedge everything. And I feel like they're crafty like that, man.
Yeah, man. The little step-by-step paper that they give you, it needs a little more detail.
And the instructions are like Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
Because it's just like that little
signs
lobby guy.
Bro, IKEA, step it up, man.
Yeah.
Step it up.
Bro, you could literally like go to the Swedish side and build a bed in Swedish.
I'm telling you. You know what's so funny? Speaking of Sweden, I came across this article. They were talking about how they're trying to like all the littering. It's been getting too much, so they're trying to like minimize it. So what they did is they're actually introducing like trash cans that like actually talk dirty to people.
No way.
I saw that.
That gives you.
I saw that.
Yes.
What do you mean? Just explain yourself.
All right. So basically, they have a few set up in the country. Apparently, I don't know how many, but they set these up because the littering's just been getting out of hand
in Sweden.
So you drop the garbage in the trash can, right?
Yeah.
And it will say, oh, a little bit more to the left.
Are you serious?
This thing is talking dirty to you.
Drop the trash in and it's like, oh yeah.
Are you serious?
Was that a fucking McDonald's rap? Yeah.
Who came up with this?
I do not know. But there's a whole lot of horny people lining up to throw out their trash.
That's mad entertaining for what it's worth.
That's pretty smart. Yeah. That's pretty smart.
You're gonna figure out
who got the trash? Who got the trash? Watch this.
You're gonna find out who the real dirtbags are.
Well, that's like the human behavior. Like back.
Oh my god.
Dude, honestly, like back in school, like the whole goal when you had a substitute teacher was just to get sent out in the hall or like piss them off.
Yes,
right?
yes.
You just want to see who gets sent in the hall, right?
Yeah.
And then you give a fake name, right?
Jesus.
And then nobody's accountable to it. It's like the same kind of human behavior that you're preying upon.
No sympathy for substitute teachers whatsoever. I remember, like, I think one time, like, my classmates made like our substitute teacher cry.
Yeah.
And like it was like a funny story to it. It's like, she cried. It's like, that's not fun. Like we just put her through something. Like we probably like discouraged her from her life's dream of being a teacher.
No,
like,
I don't think so, man. I don't think so at all. You know what I think that is?
What is it?
That's character development.
That is character development.
You know? True. Yeah, you got to toughen up.
They're going to throw you in the trenches sometimes.
If you're bullied in a room with children.
By a bunch of 14-year-olds?
Dude, I don't even care if they're in grade 12. You know how fast I'm firing back shots? If there's a room full of kids? I will earn that respect.
What's the first thing you're going with? You're broke! You're broke! You live with your mama.
Honestly, I feel like if I was a substitute teacher, even a teacher for that matter, the best way to deal with students that are being a pain in the ass is you just like, you don't even have to say much. You just give looks to the rest of the class.
Right.
And you just gaslight the bad student. Right? You just gaslight it, bro.
You know what I would do though? Yeah. First day, if I'm a substitute teacher, we're having pizza day.
First day?
Yeah, first day.
No, they're going to walk all over you.
Bring the vibes, man.
No.
You got to bring in the vibes, though.
On the first day?
Yeah.
Okay, so walk me through it.
Because look, 10 years down the line, I want them to look back and be like, oh,
10 years down the line?
Mr. Khaled was that one cool teacher.
Mr. Khaled?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through
like when you come after that, it's like, oh, Mr. Khaled. Yeah, let's go.
First name basis. They don't even know me as my last name.
Yeah, you're that kind of teacher. First name.
That's it.
Okay, but hold on. So the first day you bring pizza.
Yes.
And then there's a kid misbehaving on the second day.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? They're going to say, well, like, I'll behave if we can have pizza on Friday. What have you done?
Listen, man.
The bar is high.
Yeah, the bar is high.
The bar is very high.
So I kind of set myself up.
You did set yourself up.
All right, so how are you going to go about it then?
What's
your first day?
What I would do on a first day, I don't know what I would do on the first day, but I would make it very clear if we're doing a pizza party, it's like an end of the week thing. Right?
But substitute teachers, you're not usually there
you're
for
going to
the
be a
whole
substitute teacher with a pizza party?
Yeah.
Whose checkbook are you stealing?
I mean, sometimes, like... You just gotta get out of pocket sometimes, you know. You just gotta wild out.
Living dangerous. 30 minutes or it's free. Fingers crossed.
Oh my god! Or in today's day and age, you get the Uber delivered. I ain't get it.
Yeah,
get my money back.
No, you delivered to class 13.
Yeah, right.
We're 205. Dude, that's a smart maneuver.
Come on now.
That's true.
100%.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of not even substitute teachers, just teachers in general who like just shouldn't be teachers.
Yeah.
Like why you get annoyed too quick.
Yeah.
Like your face is getting red. It's only been 15 minutes in class because we won't we're kids.
Yeah.
Where you got us crammed. You got us crammed in a classroom. We're 13, 14. Like, of course we're gonna talk
filled with energy.
Like, we're not adults.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you had the training, you went through the schooling for how to deal with us. Now you were
once us.
Yeah.
Give us some some slack.
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%.
Figure out how to harness our energy towards
That's a difference though. You just nailed it. That's the difference between the cool teachers and the not cool teachers.
Yeah.
The pizza Khaled, I'm sorry they will forget. Okay. But the lessons that you teach them, and you tell them, like, look, you could have a bad behaving kid, But like the difference between a bad behaving kid and having too much energy is just the way the teacher handles them.
Exactly.
That's it.
100%.
Fundamentally, like if you know a kid is like high energy and like is going to cause trouble, go let him roam the halls for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He'll love you, right?
Well, it's also ridiculous to put adult expectations on kids. Like they're
reform
kids.
them like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I also think it's amazing how a lot of teachers don't put in the effort to understand like what their kids are into, or like what's their experience, or like just what like you could like I guaranteed you, like if you in your lesson about, you know, social studies, if you found a way to like compare Doja Cat's latest song to like what we're talking about right now, you have their attention, and they're they're enthusiastic.
You have
like
to find a way to connect.
It's the easiest thing. It might even come across corny, but at least like they'll appreciate the effort at the very least. It's just weird that teachers of all professions want to stay stuck in their way. Well, this is how I taught it back in '96. That's how I'm going to do it now.
The curriculum binder.
No.
Like,
And also, kids have an options of like whether or not they want to pay attention to you because they got
their phones.
They got their phones.
Yeah, that's true.
Figure it out. Figure out how to use the phone in the lesson.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
I don't know.
I know, and then they would hit you with like the detention.
Yeah,
you know, like
I never
like
had
that's
detention.
You never?
Oh, really?
Oh wow,
never.
You're
I never skipped a class. Never, not one in high school.
Oh, me too. High school, I never skipped either. Actually, I did. I stand corrected. I actually did.
What'd you skip?
I skipped law.
What did you?
It was
what
law
did you skip
because
that
the reason why I used to skip it is because it was literally right after lunch break. So I would be at my friend's house.
So how often did you skip it?
Like more. This was more towards the end of the year. Okay. You know when? You know, there's like we're not learning anything. You know.
Okay.
And me and a group of the guys would be at my friend's house, like a 5-minute walk, right? So we'd get Little Caesars, play some video games, you know, and then we look at the clock. It's like, we got 5 minutes left to class. Should we go?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not learning anything this week. And then we just continue playing games and that's it. You know, day's done.
And now you got that government job.
It worked. We heard out, baby. It paid off.
Love it. Yeah, man. I think we got slammed before. So we got slammed for like talking about teachers. Like we have respect for them, but obviously like we've all known some terrible teachers.
Oh yeah,
100%, bro.
And then we also know like the teachers that like my drama teacher. Like shout out to Mr. Dan Tilsley, man. Like I'll still like call him like every once in a while. Like I still try to go visit like the old like classroom that we used to do our lessons in. Like when you have a teacher who like really cares and like really like has an impact on you, man, that like you don't forget that ever. I have like, you know, another one of my dreams, like I win an award in something. I'm going straight back to Tills, man, and be like, Tills, like, you know, like we did
Look what we did. Yeah,
because like he's the 100%. One who like awakened the spark in me to like make me want like, hey, maybe I can do this. Because like in no other like class did I feel like I was like good or like I could be like great at this. Like I didn't feel like I could be like great at math or great at social studies or whatever. But like when I was in this, I was just like, oh man, like something about this is me. Like it's really, really me. And you know, like I was a theater kid, you know, doing musicals and stuff, which is, you know, a little bit cringe when I look back on it now. But
that's all right,
bro. I feel like everything you see of yourself, like
back in the day, is cringe,
bro. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I was. I played Mr. T. I was a Mr. T impersonator. And instead of shaving my head, they just gave me this Mr. T wig. So it was like this. It was like
a mohawk
kind of look. It was like a mohawk wig.
Yeah, wig. Yeah.
And I was up there just like, you want me to open a can of whoop ass or somebody? That was my line, and I was actually scared to say that line because it had the word ass in it. I'm a goody two shoes Christian kid, right? So I can't say. So I go up to my dad. I'm like, Dad, this is what they want me to say in the play.
Don't beat me. Don't beat me.
You have to get the pass first.
Is that okay? I'm sure my dad was always like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
That was my.
For me, it was. I remember one teacher, man. She was just. It was like the type of teacher that would just suck the energy out of a room, like just bad vibes.
Yeah.
Miss Kujal, man, my French teacher.
French teacher. It's always the French teacher.
I swear to God, she did not crack a smile the whole year.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And then
why is she doing that? Why is
she was just like
students like, ahead of curriculum every single time?
Exactly.
That's the recipe.
You know what I feel like? She was the type of person to bring her personal issues to the classroom. You know, she just seemed angry all the time.
Problems
at
home.
Yes. And then her thing was when she gave you detention.
Okay.
She would make you repeatedly like write down like some French
sentence.
Goofy.
That's
like
goofy.
30 times down the blackboard.
That's so goofy.
You know, it was so annoying, man. and she was just bad vibes altogether.
You know what? She probably would have been better off just having a 20-minute conversation with you. That would earn you respect.
And guess what? Now I remember her for being the stern French teacher that just kept putting us in detention.
Yeah, it's so stupid, man.
Like,
I remember, so I had a really good teacher in high school. Her name was Miss Thresher, and she taught. Remember, like civics and careers. Did you guys have that in grade 10?
What is it?
Civics and careers. So it was like a hybrid course where you have to learn. Like one part is like figuring out what you want to do, which was like total nonsense.
Bullshit.
And then the other one was like learning about the political parties and systems of Canada, right? So we had a really good teacher who did that, and then she eventually taught like sociology and anthropology, and we did that in grade 11 and 12. That course, she was the coolest, and she was one of those teachers who like pretended to be really mean, right? And then once you really got to know her, she was like,
you know, she was soft as shit.
She was, and it was one of those things where she was always just like messing around, but every once in a while she would like be pissed off or she'd slam something.
Just to make sure the respect is still there.
And I always remember too, because like I always like I had a good read on her. I would always like crack a smile, and she would try not to laugh. Right, and those teachers are the best, right? When they're like visibly they should be angry about something, and they have to just put on their act.
But sometimes we be tripping though. Sometimes kids be doing the most.
We be testing their patience.
Like one time I was in French class. Speaking of French teachers, I was in French, and I was like so frustrated that I was like in a French class. Like it was just one time it just became like too much for me. I had to like do something about it. So like I just crumpled up like a little piece of paper like this. I don't know why I did this to this day, but like I threw it at the teacher. No, I just threw it, bro.
Did you wait till she turned around to face the backboard?
No, she was teaching
straight headshot
the class, and
this guy wants problems.
I don't know why. Like I was a good kid growing. Like I didn't do shit. Like, but I just threw it,
bro. You must have been frustrated.
Listen, I was frustrated. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
She goes, "Who threw that?" And I go, "Me."
Yeah. Do something.
And then she said,
with my chest.
And she was just like, "Get out." I was like, "Her," and she said, "Get out," and I left.
Did it come with a suspension?
Nothing happened, bro.
Wow.
I don't know. It was such like a weird, like out of body, like experience.
Yeah.
But I left, and I guess I was just looking for a way. You know what? I feel like that's why Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. He was looking for a way out. It was too much. The pressure was getting too much. He's like, I need to find a way for all of my movies to get canceled. I need to find a way for like just for stuff to be on pause right now.
Let me introduce you to the 5 fingers.
Exactly. Yeah. And and Chris Rock said that joke. Yeah. He saw his opportunity and he took it. Yeah. And so that's why I'm similar to Will Smith. Because
it's all that bottled up energy.
I just had to get out.
Yeah. You got to execute the plan. Do you think like conspiracy theory, maybe he did that? And then eventually that was like a ploy later on. So when he goes through the divorce with Jada, it's just like, well, I was mentally unwell. That's why I slapped Chris Rock in front of everybody at the Oscars.
Right. And as in like she caused him to be mentally unwell.
I feel like that's a pretty good alibi there.
Yeah,
that's the state of mind that he's in. Like actus rea and mens rea. Shout out to law teachers, right? That's the state of mind. If you got to go up on stage knowing full well, everybody is going to replay that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Because like you don't. I feel like even if you lose control, like even if you just like lose it, like you're still like Will Smith's like Will Smith's the most like intelligent strategist in the history of entertainment. There's no way he didn't know like
the environment he was in,
the environment that is in, like what sort of impact he had. So like I feel like the conspiracy theories have merit. Like my theory is just like he's looking for a way out. It could be that.
Yeah,
it could
all
be
combined, right? Yeah. But dude, like you have to make a conscious effort. You got to get out of your seat. You got to step on the stage, and it's not like
it was a long walk,
bro. And like for example, like we have like no lights here. We have like 4 lights here. But like, bro, when you're actually like on a stage and like performing, man, it's different. Like you know you're on stage now. You immediately like you're on the zone.
And then you sit down, and he sat down after he slapped him. He was like, "Oh, people are laughing. People are still making a joke. Keep my what?" Like he had to make sure everybody knew. Like I'm serious. So anyway, I don't know. That's been discussed ad nauseum. You could break that down forever.
Yeah, man, that was kind of an unfortunate situation. I was like, caught me off guard, because you look at Will Smith, he's like the funniest, most chill, laid back dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're right, man. Once you're bottled up, man.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
Gotta let some steam off.
I gotta say though, speaking of Will Smith, and you said Chris Hemsworth, right? Thor. I don't think anybody's ever gonna replace Will Smith from Men in Black. When they try to remake that, bro, like I got through, I think maybe the first 20 minutes. Like, why are you touching that?
Why did they do
Why
that?
are you doing that?
Why did they do
Some
that?
things you just got.
That was such a good movie, man.
Yeah.
Such a good series.
You leave a classic as a classic. You know,
100%.
I believe in that the most.
Yeah.
I believe in that the most. Like just like making something, and if it's good, if it's like a moment, like leave it alone. Like I've had like a few moments in my experience where like I've made a video that everybody liked, and like, oh, you got to do another one, do another. I'm just like, no, because if I do another one,
it's not going to be as good as this one.
Like now there's expectations. When I made that, there was no, like, you didn't even know that I was making that. I put it out, you liked it. Now there's expectations that this one's going to be it's going to give you the same feeling as the first one gave you, but that's impossible. Like unless I mean, no, it's impossible. So like I'm a big believer in just leaving shit alone. Like Coming to America 2 should have never come out. Like
that was so stupid.
And he had the right idea of like leaving it alone, not coming back to it. Like and like granted, like it's so far removed that you can enjoy the first one without really acknowledging that the second one exists. So that's my consolation. But like I'm a big believer in that.
Bro, I think that's like the epitome of social media though.
Yeah.
Like looking for the next hit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you gotta scratch that itch. You know, like, okay, I've made this hit.
Yeah.
I gotta do it again.
Well that's the other messed up thing, man, is you're always like you're constantly like falling prey to the algorithm and like what worked before and should I do it again? Yeah.
I'm a big so what I'm doing right I found a format that works for me. So the format, doing a format over and over again, huge believer in that, because people need to like, you meet people halfway between like having an expectation of what's going to happen, but then like what you fill in and like what the content is of it.
Consistency.
You know, it's like a podcast. You guys don't talk about the same thing every day, but you like, you
clips are the same every week. Baby.
Exactly. There's like, there's a brand to it. So that's good. But like, as far as like, you know, like doing the same character every time, like it could work. Like it could work really, really well. It could, you know, put you into stardom, but then people will get bored of it eventually. And then like, what's your next move? And then people are going to be like, oh no, like, you know, we like the other stuff, but they actually don't. They're actually getting tired of it. And now you're stuck in a weird cycle.
Yeah,
so.
I think and the problem with that is when you consistently do one thing, people attribute you to that.
That's
it. You know, and you can't outgrow that.
And you're now officially making content for other people, not yourself.
Not yourself.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing that we realize.
And that goes back to the authenticity thing you were talking about. It's just like, if you're being authentic, you're never going to like run out of you. Like it's you.
Yeah.
You know,
wow.
It's showing up every week.
Yeah.
That's a perfect way of putting it.
Yeah. So if you find a container in which to like market yourself into, like that's the best.
Never changing. Yeah, I agree, man. That's something that we learned pretty quickly. Like we just didn't want to be like locked into something that we felt was like a job. Like we go to work. Yeah, we do that. We pay the bills to something else. It's just like purely for fun. So that's what that came down to.
Yeah,
but Cal, give us more facts, bro. Like normally you're on deck.
Oh man. Yeah. So I came across. Okay, so. What do you guys think would be the longest amount of time that you're willing to live?
The longest amount of time?
Yeah. What do you think is like, okay, you know what?
Probably like 146 years.
146?
If I could. Are you talking like realistically?
Well, yeah. No, if you could actually. 146 is what you're saying?
Yeah, probably. I'll tap out.
Yeah, 6 is like, I'm going to go like 106, because then you get the 145th birthday party.
Yeah.
And then after that, you're done.
I like that.
So yeah, I'll go for like 105. I'll get my 105th party. Like, wow, like he's really doing it. Is he gonna get 110? No. Okay, that's still really good.
Yeah,
that's still pretty high.
It's respectable.
He still did it though.
It's respectable.
He's on the leaderboard.
Respect. He's Steph. He's top 10. Steph Curry. You know.
Yeah. So no, because like now British scientists actually introduced a new drug.
Okay.
That actually it removes like something called zombie cells that we have in our bodies that actually decays our organs and tissues over time. So they're introducing a drug that's going to help combat that, and they're saying that humans could eventually probably live up to 200 years. Yeah, and they're actually
200 years.
Yeah, they're testing it on mice right now.
Bro, the person who came up,
it's been pretty successful.
The person who came up with that is just probably like, you know, figuring out all the money they're going to make off taxes. Bro, 100 more years of income tax?
Wow.
Yeah, 100%.
Bro. Yeah, I'll take the light version of that. I don't want to live to 200, but I'll take the, you know.
Give me half a pill.
Yeah, exactly. Take a half, 100%. Yeah,
140.
Yeah, bro. I do want to live for a long time.
Imagine in a world where you have people that have taken the drug to go 200 and people who haven't.
Yeah.
You walk into a restaurant, you're 85 years old.
Right.
You ask for the seniors discount. It's only eligible for people that are 170 plus. And you're like, yo,
that's a good point.
What?
And now the age of retirement increases
170. So the government. So
God.
first of all, you try and walk in.
It's a conspiracy theory. They want us to work longer.
Never mind. I changed my mind.
That's what I'm saying.
They're going to take advantage. They're going to work us to where 70s. Nah,
you try and get that buffet special. You forget it, man. You're paying retail price. You're an adult.
Shut up. You're not old. You're only 85.
I've been out here for 146 years, man.
You're not 170 though. Yeah. Yo, can you imagine that?
Wild.
Bro, I'm telling you,
all
man.
the senior benefits start when you turn 100.
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
Yo, the only thing too I could say is like the amount of people that would collect shit. If you knew you could lift to 200,
right?
The amount of like things that people would no longer throw away, people would be pack rats, dude.
Bro,
could you imagine? Like,
I'm already regretting throwing away my Pokemon cards.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But can you imagine people like with cameras or whatever, or cars or like things that are like proper vintage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, bro, people are fishing for shit from like the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Imagine people holding on to like vintage wear from like literally 90 years ago, right?
Yeah.
It's still in their grandpa's closet because he's still alive.
Even we, like just the way the world is going, even we can be considered like old because we grew up with like VCRs.
Yeah, exactly.
My
VHS,
my siblings don't have. My siblings, like my sister is like 10 years younger than me. She doesn't have too much of a memory of like VCRs.
Yeah.
I don't think she
has memory.
And then like my little cousins like forget about it.
Not even, iPad babies.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Dude,
what about CD players? They don't know nothing about that, bro.
No, man. The CD player, where you had to like align it to make sure that it wasn't skipping and shit. Yeah.
They don't know what the real reason for binders were.
Yeah.
I put my CDs in there.
Brother, whoever kept every year Sony was talking about this anti-skip technology. Brother, fire that man.
Wow.
Did you remember that? Like, bro, and you had all the CD players that are like Fruit Loop colors, you know, like red and yellow and blue and pink.
Yeah.
And bro, you would pop your CD in.
Yeah.
And the thing was skip no matter what. No questions asked.
Man.
Your favorite part too. She's
gone,
jumping.
yeah.
And then when your CD got like a long scratch on it. Oh,
bro, you know that was the worst when you were trying to play video games. So I'm gonna tell you a little hack I did. I was a pretty bad kid, man.
Okay.
So if I bought a brand new game,
and
I had a scratch, right, I'd go over to Rogers, rent out the exact same game, and make a switch.
Are you serious?
And I'll be good as new.
Hey, man.
And now you got that government job.
Okay,
hey, man. It worked. You've been stealing from the people.
Yeah. Listen, I low key hope that I have like a kid who's like shrewd and like cunning and like sort of like a little bit of a scammer.
It's life skills, bro.
No, for sure, because like those, you know, those people like end up being rich if it's just
you
like
think outside the box.
If it's just like going towards like the right, type of thing is with the right energies, man. Like those are the kids that.
And it's not really harming anybody.
No, not really. Like there was a kid who I think there was like this viral video of this kid who like changed the school system so like there was like no school for like a week or something. Or something crazy like
right
that.
Energy.
And then like you know like
the people.
Like you know they had to call the police to like figure something out, blah blah blah, all this stuff. But anyway, the kid got caught, but everybody on social media was just like, yo, put him in this type of class and like computer sciences, blah, blah, blah. Like, this boy's just like, he's 8 years old. Like,
he's a genius.
He figured out how to hack the whole school system. I'm just like, hey, man, whatever he got in his head is about to make him billions of dollars.
Exactly. It just needs to be put in the right direction. He just needs that guidance, man.
100%. It'll be stressful. Like, okay, like don't, rip somebody's flowers out of the yard and then like sell it back to them. Like that's bad. But like,
you have to be a real dick to do something like that.
Yeah. Don't do that. But like, hey, you smart. You smart. I can see it.
I can see it 100%. Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out, bro. You just rock my world telling me people are living at 200.
Wow.
It's a possibility.
If that's the thing, I was just trying to figure out all the ways people are going to manipulate that.
Yeah, because I think what the average lifespan now for humans, like what, 80s?
Bro, 80s? It's probably like 75. Yeah. Like North America is probably like 80. Low 80s.
Low maybe. 80s, right?
I think so.
And bro, that's right around the corner if you think about it.
Like a developed ass nation.
Yeah.
It's like 80s. Yeah.
And like, to be honest, you don't have much of like, your prime years in that span, right? Like
so okay, but
up to like 13, or like 12, you're still dependent on your parents.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then
you retire at like 65.
You
Most
retire
people,
65.
we're gonna retire like 70.
And then you
Bro,
have like,
there's gonna be no money.
You have 10, 15 years to yourself, but then you can't even wipe your own ass. So it's like,
so I think in the future that we're gonna live in,
we need that pill,
bro. First of all, pill or no pill, the amount of fucking LAN parties and like gaming, like retirement homes, bro. Like you're not gonna be isolated. I think that's the only good thing because like you look at an old folks home now, it's like people literally will like pull their wheelchair out to like watch traffic. That's it. They got nobody visiting them. They wait for the phone to ring. They don't know how to stay connected.
It would be nice if you're with the homies too.
Bro, you would literally be with your VR buddy, I gotta get my pound of flesh. Every episode I talk about augmented reality. Buddy, these guys would always be in your eyes, man. They would always be hanging out with you. Pretty much, man. You're just in group chat, like sending memes to each other at 85 years old.
I pray to God my kids don't put me in a senior's home, man.
They will.
Damn.
I think they will, bro.
Bro, it's different. You know, like like in African culture, like Somali culture, bro. Our parents are held in such a high place that they're gonna stay with us no matter what.
Okay, so they're gonna put you in an empty room in your house, and they're gonna give you
pretty much,
VR
glasses. Pretty much,
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's the ticket right there. I like that.
I hope to be become successful enough to where like that's not even like a choice
option,
for my kids. Like you can't like where
are you gonna put
me somewhere? Like I'm not even relying on you for shit.
Like, I put you here.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's my dream. But hopefully I have kids that wouldn't want to do that to me. Anyways.
That's
so true in African culture. Like that's the format. You raise your kids get older, you get old, and then you live with your grown kids. That's like standard. Like sending your parents to an old folks home is like
it's such a weird ass North American thing.
It's a North American thing.
That's a weird. It is a weird thing. It's just like you ditch grandma and grandpa. But like the only thing is like, man, in North America, this is the only time in history ever where like multi-generational housing has not been a thing. So the only reason why that started happening in North America is people were so well off after World War II with the economy and the boom and everything. Like you could afford to do that. Right. No other
live on your own.
That's what it stems from. Is like it was almost seen as like something that you can afford to do, like to give your parents. That's how it's been sold to people. It's like a better well-being. No, it's just a different prison. Right. Like it's just like nobody appreciates that. Right. But I think that's unfortunately like it's like a North American thing. But I think we're falling out of that, man. Like people are not gonna have money, bro.
We can't afford shit.
That's
we gotta
stay with our parents. Bro, multi-generational households are going to be back.
And our parents got to stay with us.
Yeah, you got kids, we gotta get through parents, this together. And grandparents. 100%. That's what's going to happen.
Literally, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you can't afford a home, you know, might as well figure it out together.
Bro, as long as nobody's like hogging the internet, as long as the internet is fast, it's not a big deal.
At least invest in some good internet. We got 10 people in this household.
Well, like for me, like when my dad get old, like he can stay with me, but I'm not wiping his ass. That's not.
You gotta figure that out.
There ain't no way. Like I'll hire the nurse.
Yeah.
What kind of nurse? What kind of nurse?
What do you want?
Wait, okay, cool. Get that one.
I don't want to know you to that level.
I'm not. There ain't no way. Like, I can't look. We can't.
It's kind of weird.
Your relationship changes so much after that. You can't.
You know what?
Have a regular conversation about life.
In a way, you know, when I think about it like that, I don't want to reach an age where I'm that vulnerable that I need somebody to do that for me. I'd rather go before that. I'd rather go with my strength.
I've heard a lot of people say that. They don't want.
I'm not degraded. You know.
Right. That's why we got to get our checkups, man. Go to the doctor. Like make sure your shit is straight.
Yeah.
You know,
your yearly checkups and whatnot, man.
Let the doctor do what he needs to do. It's uncomfortable, but hey, make sure
what do you mean so comfortable? What are you
like? Because they got to put the thing up your butt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
do that shit.
Hey, man. I'm not gonna lie. I've never had that done to me.
I've never had it done to me anyway. But like I'm like willing to do it.
You're willing to do it.
Like when it's time.
I don't think I'm
the
down.
moment I hit 30, I'm going to the doctor every year.
Bro, I'm 30 is right around the corner for me. December.
Yeah, man. Gotta go. Gotta start early, bro.
But like, there shouldn't be a stigma. I've never done it. I've never done it. I'm still like, we haven't gone for those checkups. But like, it is weird. There's a stigma. Right?
Gotta make sure like they can get that cancer. It's not cancer yet, but that little cell right there wants to be cancer. Gotta get that thing out.
Yeah. But then you have to go to somebody you trust. You know. Yeah. I don't want to feel like I've been taken advantage of.
I love it.
It'll be mad
What's the standard amount of time that that a finger could be up there, you know?
Yeah.
You know. Okay, relax, bro. Listen, the computer just died. We're pulling up to an hour.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
We're ready. Wind it down, baby.
Okay.
That's a good note to end it on.
Well, I think we were taking it too far.
Bro, the computer knew. It's like
the doctor's on my ass and now you're on my ass. End this. All right, man. Tunji, bro, appreciate you coming down, man.
Thank you for having me, man. This
was
fun.
We covered a whole lot of shit.
Yeah.
But hopefully you go home and your wife's happy with you.
Oh, man. Hey, man. When she married me, she knew I like to talk shit. So, there's
nothing
about this episode that will surprise her. So,
appreciate you, my brother, man.
Thank you, man.
You're more than welcome anytime, too, man.
We gotta dap each other up. I can't do the left-handed shit.
It's all good.
Yeah, man. You're a bit handicapped right now.
Oh, yeah.
My hands are all sweaty from holding the stand, bro.
Yeah, man.
I can't dap you properly like that.
HuddleTalk TV. Thank you, everybody. We're out.
Love it. Later, guys. Take it easy.